Hey, what's up, YouTube? Gonna do a 26,000 mile update on my Scat Pack Challenger. It's been about 2 years since I've had this car, and I've had little issues, warranty issues with the vehicle. So I'm gonna go over that so that people are aware of what kind of issues they may have purchasing a car like this. The car is fun to drive still. There's just little warranty issues that got fixed, and we're gonna go over that. So my recent problem was the headlight, the passenger halo light here. The orange ring would throw a turn signal out error on the display panel in the car. So I come to find out the reason why, and it's always the passenger side, not just with these cars, but with just about any other Chrysler Jeep product. If you have the red alert system installed on the car, now the red alert system is the blinking brake light here. When you step on the brake, it flashes, I believe, 3 times every time you step on the brake, and that is an extra option. Now I come to find out that that option is actually installed at the dealership. That is not a factory option for the red alert, and not all dealerships have that option. So I found that out. So that's kind of some interesting information. But having that, since it's wired into the halo light here, when there's a little module box that's in between the two lights, and I guess the module box goes bad, and Dodge has a well, my particular Dodge dealer has a replacement module, which is an upgraded version of what they put inside this car 2 years ago. And it took them about 5 hours to do the module box. The other issue I ran into with this car, I was getting some exhaust noises, and it sounded like, I actually thought it was my drive shaft or my differential making noise. But come to find out, my exhaust clamps were loose, and apparently they were stripped. So that was causing the rattling noise I was getting. The other issue I was having with the vehicle, it used to jerk really bad on downshifts, like shifting from 7 to 6. When it drops the gears, like when you're rolling to a stop, it downshifts from 8, 7, 6, 5. It used to really jerk while downshifting. Now upshifting was smooth, just those downshifts while coming to a stop. The other issue I had with the vehicle, well, right now I'm having a current issue, and I have to take it back in. It's making a weird noise, like on cold start and while driving. Now I just had some rear end work done on the vehicle, and I'm gonna go over that now. Let's see here. We can go over the my original issue. So here's what I said about the issue, and there is a PCM update on these cars, free of charge, of course, and also some of the vehicles, some of these Challengers didn't come with with the correct fluid in the differential. What we need in the differential is the LSD fluid. And on my first visit with those problems, they changed out the fluid because I had the wrong kind of fluid in here from the factory, of course. And they put in the correct fluid. And they also did the PCM update on my first go around. All this was covered. It took them about, I think that day it took them around 6 hours to do that. And then they told me to drive 150 miles to get all the liquid inside in the gears. So here's the invoice, free of charge. The charge here was I did an oil change while I was there, and that's what they charged me for. Now, took it back again because I was still getting the same noises, and here's what I said. So, like I said, the exhaust clamps were loose and stripped. So they ordered me some new exhaust clamps, and that took care of the noise I was getting back there. And then while they were back there, I guess it's this one first. Here we go. So this is the one. This is the invoice when they diagnosed the issue. While they were back there diagnosing my noise I was getting back there, they found that my transmission pan was leaking. So that's the seal around my transmission. It was leaking, and the drain plug was leaking. And then they also found these things. My axle boot was slinging grease. My half shaft was slinging grease. And it's weird because I parked Sapphire here in the garage, and she gets parked in the same spot every day. I have no signs of leaking here, so I thought that was kind of odd that they found that problem. But it's a good thing they found it, because otherwise I wouldn't have known I had a leak back there, because it's not, it's not dripping on the ground and making a puddle. So they found those, so they had to order me some parts. Now it took about 4 days for them to get the parts in, and of course it's all under warranty, so I don't have to pay anything. And then this was the outcome. So they went ahead and put all new parts back there. So it was around, if I would have to pay out of pocket, the parts alone were about $2,000, or close to 2,000, and then another 900 or 800 for labor. Same with the, let's see, yesterday in fact I brought in the Sapphire here for the light. So now here it says, passenger turn signal, but it was the halo light. And I think I have the paper saying the fix. Let's see. Well, yeah, pretty much they replaced the module box that's, underneath the hood here for the light. And that, like I said, that module box is tied into the brake light, and they go bad. So if you ever get a passenger light out error on your display, which will pop up on your dash, that would be the first thing I would check. I would check to, make sure that, well, first I would check to see if you have the red alert for the brake light. And yeah, now those are the only issues I've had so far with the car. The axle stuff, I mean, there is upgrades for the axle. I think there was a kit I saw that I was interested in. The kit's about, I think it was $1,500, and the axles can handle up to 1,100 horsepower. So I am kind of disappointed that I've had axle problems on this car so far. I mean, I'm at 26,000 miles. I'm having like axle issues really. So yeah, in a way, I'm kind of upset. And I do drive the car, like it was made to be driven, but not all the time. I don't always drive it that way. Another thing that I'm going to do here that I've already ordered. There's a differential brace. Really amazing thing to have. I didn't know the differential in the rear of these cars, and I guess with any car with a LSD and that kind of torque, your differential really it vibrates quite a bit back there while you're under hard acceleration. So I didn't know it moved around that much, but I saw there's a couple of videos on YouTube about how much the differential moves. And the brace, basically, it's a direct bolt-on. You don't have to modify no modification needed. Direct bolt-on, and it just kind of holds the differential in place. So you get less movement. You still get the movement because you want some play back there, but you don't want a whole lot of play, because then that will cause stuff like your axles and things like that to go bad. And yeah, and actually when they told me about I was over here washing Sapphire yesterday, I actually noticed, because they said that it was slinging grease. Now you're not gonna be able to see it too much. Right there you go. Those splatters there. Now I didn't notice until I was down here, cleaning my rims here, and I saw this in the fender well, and it actually I had some drops in the spoke here as well, like in here. But yeah, all in there. That's the grease being flung all over the place, as Dodge stated. So that makes sense. And it was only under this wheel, and this is what they replaced, the axle on this side. But actually I believe they end up doing both of the axles while they're in there. But this is the perk you get for buying the car brand new. No money out of my pocket. But it is kind of upsetting that I had to sit or have my car sit at the dealership for a day for the repairs. And I really enjoy driving this car like on my weekend. It really is like a weekend car for me, and just sucks not being able to drive it on my days off. Same with yesterday. Luckily they didn't need to keep it overnight to change that module box. Because originally they did say that they needed to keep the car overnight to change it out, but they had it done within 6 hours. So that was kind of a relief. And yeah, so these are the issues I've come across so far owning this car. Are they serious issues? Yeah, I think so. It definitely, I take this in consideration when owning, an American brand like this. I've had other vehicles that I've owned. I've never had axle problems before. But then again, from the factory, I never bought a factory car that had this kind of power with it. I've always added my own power to the car. So maybe it's a little different since the cars I've owned I modified to be faster and so on. And but then again, I never really upgraded my axle on any of those builds. Um, so other than that, the car drives great. Like I said, it's still fun to drive, and um, I just got that one other issue to work out with the noise that I'm getting. Probably gonna bring it in maybe next week or the week after, because I got 26,000 miles. The basic 36,000 mile warranty is pretty much bumper to bumper. So no big rush for me to get it down here. Although I will get it down here because there is some things I want to do to the vehicle. Yeah. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching my videos and subscribing to my channel. I really like doing these kind of videos to kind of educate people on what it's like and what to look forward to when you buy a car like this. Because I do kind of, before I buy anything, I kind of look at I look at it and I read reviews about the certain product that I'm purchasing, so that it kind of gives me an idea of what to look forward to and what to expect. So this is the main reason why I do these videos. But I do appreciate you guys subscribing and commenting and watching my videos. Now, stay tuned. I got some more updates here to do to the vehicle. Still got the stereo here to install. I just got a lot going on right now as far as that goes. The like next week, my next days off, I plan on doing some upgrades to my house, to one of my bathrooms. So I'm gonna be occupied doing that. And yeah, so got some plans for this car. So stay tuned for those updates. And again, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask them. I'm usually pretty good at answering your questions in the comment section of my videos. So feel free to ask questions, and thanks for watching.